the full presentation. Okay. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started because we do have a lot of material to cover today. As you guys have registered for the webinar, you guys know that we're going to be talking about the roaring 20s or the world opening up again, and about being prepared. And we'll also, actually, let me just go to the next slide here. We're going to be talking about why it's a good time. We'll talk about different types of marketing. My favorite part is we're going to have a customer interview today. Basically someone who has purchased the printer for quite a while now, and we'll hear about their types of marketing, what they did to stay successful, what they're doing now, etc. And then after that, we'll jump right into a quick RI 1000 demonstration. That will be a video. And then my second favorite part is giving away the iPads. All right. So we're going to give away 2 iPads today. And then after we do the iPad giveaway, we're going to go into the breakout sessions. Now, basically what the breakout sessions are is you will be divided into small little groups to ask any questions that you may have with the regional managers. So I do encourage you guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to jot them down, take notes. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see the questions during the presentation, but I will, my region managers will be able to see them after the presentation, and you guys can discuss those questions during the breakout sessions. Okay, so definitely save the questions for the end for the breakout sessions. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, why is now the best time? Obviously, we see it in the news. Every business is talking about it. Everything is starting to open up, right? We know that schools need partners to start printing their uniforms, field trips, shirts, sports activities, those types of items. So schools are they are in need for custom and mass production. We also know that nonprofit organizations are in need of partners as well. As these particular types of businesses start to open up, they also too are trying to ramp up and try to make, some profit for some donations for their nonprofit organizations. So those are very, very big as well. Businesses are starting to rehire, so the economy is starting to move and in the pace again. Events are taking place again. So weddings, birthday parties, bachelorette parties, concerts are starting to book. And I don't know about you guys, that's probably the part that I'm most excited about, is to see if I could go to another concert, another live music event. So that's always fun. And we know that whether you're going to a big music event or a small event, everyone has custom shirts. One customer that I was talking to just over the weekend, just doing a quick follow-up, they were able to partner up with a band that they were just watching, and they walked up to the band and said, "Hey, we'd love to print your shirts for you." And the band said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely. We were actually looking for someone to print our shirts and our logos for us." So again, things like these are starting to open up. Also theme parks, Disneyland, we're here in California, so Disneyland is opening up, but theme parks all over USA are starting to open up. And obviously we know that a lot of people are itching to get out there and have those matching shirts and sweaters and, the Disneyland 2021 family trip kind of items. So with that being said, that is a lot of people are excited that all these different events that were not able to do in 2020 are now, active and obtainable. A lot of people are just plain excited to get out there and start experiencing their life again. And they've either saved money and saved up for these events, or they're just ready to get out of the house. So we have to be ready. As as t-shirt printers and custom t-shirt printers, you have to be ready for this. So how else can you be ready? Obviously, marketing is super, super important. Now, I've talked about this in every single one of my webinars. I truly believe in everything that I mention here, but some of the points that you have to make sure that you're marketing when you're actually talking to individuals, printing flyers, Even on your business cards. I recommend putting these items on your business card, is these items that I've listed here. Number one, you have to be able to identify new opportunities and seize them. Now, obviously, for our direct-to-garment printers, that's why they're very well known, and that's why a lot of people love our printers, is because of the fact that you can do multicolor runs. And when I say multicolors, it's not one color, two color, three color. It's literally millions of colors that you can print with our DTG printers. You can do multicolor runs. You don't have to have any minimum orders or screen charges. And of course, you have the quick turnaround time with the versatile product line. So meaning not just shirts, sweaters, sleeves, shorts, jean jackets, backpacks, those kind of items, hats. So I always say, when you're marketing your product, when you're marketing your company or what you can do, you have to have these three, possibly even four items onto those items that either you're printing on your website, on your social media. You have to be able to mention these particular items when you're trying to market you and your company, because a lot of people are looking for these items. Believe it or not, they're obviously going to price compare. And if you're not charging them screen charges or these items, or you don't need to have a minimum of 20 shirts or 10 shirts, and they can order one shirt for, whatever price it is that's marketable in your area, people will like that, and they will make sure that they will order from you. Obviously, you just need to make sure that you have that items and that you are upfront about it, and that they know that you can do these particular, these opportunities here. Now, of course, marketing new capabilities, Facebook and social media has definitely become the new place to market nowadays. I actually just spoke to another customer. I always like to mention, customer conversations that I've had recently and kind of give you guys some ideas. Not only are they paying per ads on Facebook and social media, but one of my customers actually partnered up with a local influencer. That's the word. So those people who have millions and millions of followers, and they post for you, and they have sponsored ads and whatnot. One of the customers who I was just talking to about a couple of weeks ago now mentioned that because they partnered up with a local influencer that didn't even have 1 million followers, I believe they only had like 200, 300 followers, they were able to get a good amount of shirt orders just from that local influencers. And really what she did for that influencer is to just print out her logo. So the influencer wanted her name and her logo on that shirt, and she did it for free. So she gave her about 5 to 10 free shirts, which you guys know that, when you're creating a shirt, which if you don't know, we'll cover the cost in a bit, but when you're creating a shirt, it doesn't cost that much to give free samples away. But because she gave those 5 to 10 shirts away, this influencer talked about her on her social channel and was able to literally get a bunch of orders from this particular influencer. So her free samples actually paid off by partnering up. So I encourage everyone, not just pay the paid ads on Facebook and social media, but talk to influencers that have real followers, number one, and that want to exchange partnerships with you. Okay. We talked about it already, samples in all existing customer orders. Whether you're trying to get a new order and you're giving them a free sample just so that you can see their material. One other item that one of my customers always told me that they did is that if somebody ordered a shirt, they would include a free tank top in there, right? So that they can see the tank top. If someone ordered a jacket, they would include a free hat with the same logo. Yes, it's going to cost you $10, but that's going to bring in more money. These are out of the box kind of marketing ideas where you don't have to necessarily market by the billboard or TV or radio or these other items. These are really just making sure that your customers, who are your new or existing customers, know that you can provide more items. So samples in all existing customer orders with other printed items is an absolutely amazing idea. And that's a lot of our customers are doing that and getting multiple runs and multiple orders, second, third, fourth orders from the same customers that they've had, just because they provided one free sample. Now, of course, new website content or customer facing software, design software. Design software, a lot of people, they like, there's obviously, we know there's a lot of do-it-yourself customers out there. If you missed our webinar last month, we partnered up with Action Illustrated. We extended the promotion that we're doing with Action Illustrated, where you can have a customer facing design software. What does that basically mean is the customer doesn't have to call you for a custom shirt. They can literally go to your website, upload their image or type in their own words and design their own product and click submit and order that shirt, and it goes directly to you and you get that image, that art. So Action Illustrated, Inksoft software, those are great companies to reach out to. We have partnerships with them. So I encourage you guys, if you guys do want to have a customer facing design software, talk to the regional managers in the breakout session, especially about Action Illustrated. We do have a promotion going on right now that we've extended with Action Illustrated, where you actually get 3 free months or 3 free months for their website of their customer facing design software. So it's not a bad deal. If you don't like it the first 3 months, then you can cancel. But again, it's something that you can use to say, yep, here's my business card, go here, you can create your own shirt. And again, those are for the do-it-yourself customers, right? Oops, what happened? Okay, let me go back. So I want to jump right into how to price custom shirts. Now, this is something that a lot of people, they've asked a lot of the webinars. So I want to jump right into this because custom shirts is really where you're going to make your money. The onesie twosies, right? You'll make money on the multi-runs, the bigger companies, but the onesie twosies, because they're custom, customers are willing to pay anywhere between $25 to $40 per shirt. Now, basically how to price custom shirts, our software basically has the capability where you simply drag and drop an image like what you see here. And once you drag and drop the image, place the image onto, or not place, but resize the image as to the size that your customer would like. And then obviously this mimics the shirt or the platen. After you've done that, you can open the tool basically called cost report or calculated cost, and it'll tell you with our software per shirt, per ink, what it costs to actually, print that shirt. So for example, this is a dark colored shirt and it was an 11 by 11 or call it by 12 by 12, printed media there. And the total ink cost for this dark colored shirts, Space Disco, which you can see there's a bunch of different colors there, is basically 72 cents. Okay, this is by an 11 by 11 inch dark shirt. Okay, 72 cents. So really, really, really inexpensive to make a shirt. Now, if you think about it, it's 72 cents to print your shirt on a dark color. You'll have a shirt, depending on what brand, you can pay anywhere between $1 to $3 per shirt. Most people land somewhere anywhere between $2. So really your cost for that shirt is about $3. Okay. So giving away a sample shirt of $3 is not bad, but keep in mind that this was a custom shirt, it's only costing you $3. But again, because it's custom, you can literally charge $25 or more. So this is what I would suggest and how to price your custom shirts. Always drag and drop your image on your ColorGate software and make sure that you're pricing correctly, because not all images are created equal. I will tell you that as well. Also, depending on how big the image, you might be spending more than 72 cents. If it's smaller, then you'll be spending less than 72 cents. But I always recommend going and using the cost calculator or the cost report. Okay. Now, using that same cost report, use your ROI calculator. If you don't already have the spreadsheet, once again, please talk to the regional managers and they will go ahead and help you out and send this spreadsheet to you. Now, basically with the ROI calculator, it breaks down what you would be making and how long it would take for you to receive your ROI. So in this case, if you look at the first top lines, average cost of ink, we just rounded up to $1. Average cost of a t-shirt, we rounded up to $2.50. So average cost of goods sold, or COGS, is $3.50. Now, if you sell your shirts at $15, now that's really, really low, by the way, but we're gonna say that you're getting a pretty good discount. But if you sell your shirts at $15 and you sell 500 of them, your gross income is $7,500. Your cost of goods sold is $1,750. Let's say you have a monthly payment, or labor costs or whatnot, you just plug that in, but your profit for that month is basically $5,400. Now, if you've watched any of my webinars in the past, I always tell people to make sure that you have a monthly goal, a weekly goal of shirts, how many shirts you want to print, but mostly a monthly goal. And that monthly goal should be a minimum of 500 shirts. If you can hit 500 shirts, I always say you can quit your job depending on how much shirts you want to, or how much income you need. So in this case, the net profit here is $5,400. That's my opinion. Okay. So don't take me seriously when I say that. But again, if $5,400 monthly is good for you, that your net, your shirt goal should be 500. Now, if you're charging more than $15, then you're basically making a lot more money than $5,400, right? Again, for custom shirts, most people want to be able to, or know that they're going to be able to pay anywhere between $25 to $40, even depending on how custom the shirt is. All right. So here's a quick ROI calculator. Again, if you don't have this, reach out to your RMs in the breakout session and they'll be able to send this to you. Now, my favorite part, I know I went through those first slides very quickly, but I always love to jump right into the interview and the demonstration. I love talking to customers, understanding what they've been through, what their history was with, obviously, their printer, and how they were able to market. So I have Jasmine here, who is the owner for Elevate Designs. ElevateDesigns.com is their website. You can check out their website. But with that being said, Jasmine, are you on the line right now?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Jasmine. Awesome. Thanks again for joining us. I really, really appreciate it. So as promised, I'll keep the interview short and sweet, but I definitely want our listeners to understand kind of how you guys got started with Elevate Design. So I guess the first question that I want to ask is, when did you purchase your printer?
Well, for us, we made a bold move last year and purchased right in the middle of the pandemic. So I think it was around July, August last year.
Okay. Great. Wow. All right. Well, yes, that is definitely bold. Most people are saving their pennies at that time. So, so yeah, that's a pretty bold move. Now, how did you start off? Do you guys have background in printing, or what made you get into this, or how did you start off and say, we want to do some DTG printing?
The big thing for us is we wanted to help out our community in the local area. We have a friend that was selling masks right when the beginning of the pandemic hit, and a lot of their profit they started donating to local hospitals, helping nurses and doctors, providing masks at a time when masks weren't really around. So we wanted to do something in our own way to help our community. I didn't have any background in printing or designing, so this was a big leap on all of us here. We started with selling masks basically on Facebook and through social media, and then word of mouth through family and friends. After we did that, we took a lot of our profits, started donating to the local homeless community, giving them some jackets, sweatshirts, masks, those kinds of things. Word started to get out about our company, about our brand, and family members, their friends, their family members started ordering from us, and it just grew from there.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you go. You just started because you wanted to give back. Wow. That's very honorable. That's amazing. So, you mentioned that you didn't have any design and experience. So what do you guys use for design? And the reason why I'm asking, if you don't mind, is because a lot of our customers are newer customers. They're startup customers. This can either be a hobby for them, or this is something that they don't know, what they're actually, getting into. And for you to jump into the middle of the pandemic and have zero design background, that's, quite amazing in my opinion. So how did you guys design? What was the tools that you guys use?
For us, it was really just trying out a couple different apps on the App Store. We got an app called Vintage Logo, and we actually still are using that one today.
Okay, so Vintage Logo is the app that you're using. So I'm going to assume that it's pretty user friendly. Is it free, or just for our listeners?
There is free options, and then we have kind of a subscription type option, but it's very low cost. I think for a year I pay, I think it's about 25 or $30 for an
Per
annual
year.
membership. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, no, that's very low cost. You definitely made that back already. Okay. So that's amazing. So vintage logo, guys, if you guys don't already have it, jump on that. What have you done to keep up with the time? So you started in the middle of the pandemic, but what have you done as, you know, there's been different shifts with you know, kind of where the world that we're living in.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned before, a lot of it was social media, but the biggest thing for us is, even though we were in a pandemic, we started getting out there in a community instead of going to places that we would go to now as things are opening up. We focused on places like car washes, mechanics, where I took my car to get service, just kept going back to the same guy and built those relationships that way. We even got over to AAA too. They had an event for AAA, the company, and they were essential and they were open. We were able to print for them as well. And then after that too, we just kind of made a lot of funny pandemic designs with shirts, with all kinds of things, and put that out there on our social media. Now that everything's kind of opening up, we started partnering up with a local college here in Anaheim, and now we're working with a couple daycares. And finally, I mean, there was a couple around 4th of July, we went to, what was it? There's just a couple like local concerts for 4th of July when there's fireworks, and we were able to partner with some of the bands there.
Oh, okay. Perfect. There you go. Exactly what I was just talking about earlier. Wow. So literally you guys just kept talking about yourself then. So how much, I guess my next question is, how much money did you guys spend on marketing, you know, to get yourselves out there?
Nothing. That's a funny,
Oh,
everything pretty much over the past about year has been word of mouth. We wear our shirts everywhere. We pass out business cards everywhere we go. I keep them in my pocket. Just basically talking about our business to anyone that we come in contact with. Like I mentioned earlier, if I go to the car wash, I wear the shirt. I talk to them and I give the local car wash people a business card. If they show interest, I come back and then I give them a sample shirt, print off their logo, those type of things. So really, it's just letting everyone know who you are. I mean, if people start to know who you are, they're gonna start to look you up and share about you. So we don't do a lot on social media, but I think the most of what we've done has just been getting out there in the world and talking to people and doing what's right after everything too, and giving back to the community. So we're everything.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I think the biggest, you know, amazing story here is that you guys gave back to the community, you know, with the homeless and gave back jackets, and you said masks. I think that's amazing. Did you guys do like a fundraiser with that, or what, were you just giving back, or how did that work? I mean, I'm just curious with that particular portion.
We did do a separate fundraiser that was for animals. We helped out a nonprofit for that.
Okay, great. Okay, but for the homeless itself, no, there was no fundraiser. You just gave back.
Oh no, we just gave back to them. Just parted things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. You know, and obviously we know that that's really important, especially, you know, because even doctors and nurses didn't have masks, you know, at that time. So that's really amazing to hear. So thank you for that. Okay, so just a couple more questions. What items did you print on? What items do you guys print on? What do you guys do?
The big thing for us, you know, we never said no, even if it was something I didn't know how to do. I figured it out, and obviously we started out with shirts and masks, but we done anything from pockets, polyester shirts, jackets, socks, pretty much whatever people ask us, we'll find a way and we make it work.
Awesome. So you guys are also putting on 100% polyester. That's great. That's good to know. Great. Okay. One last question. What advice would you give those listening and is on the fence about starting their own business? So if they don't know if they want to start this type of business, what advice would you give them?
I say do it. You know, for us, it's the big thing is you just got to commit, go all in, make that extra effort. I mean, do more than you would do if it's your regular job, and don't give up. I mean, there's times where it's going to be hard, but that's with anything. I was scared at first, but stuck to it, stuck through it, and we're making it happen. So that's why we're starting to be successful in our business.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Hey, Jasmine, thank you so much for joining us here today. I really, really appreciate your time and that story and your experience. I hope everyone who is listening was able to take nuggets there and learn a little bit about what they've done, and hopefully took some notes and was able to kind of get back. So thank you so much, Jasmine, for that. And I guess a lot of people also love love your story. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you. All right. Well, with that being said, we're now going to go ahead. I'm going to stop this. I want to just go ahead and share, and we'll go ahead and, ooh, where did it go? There it is. I want to go ahead and play a quick video for you guys here. So let me just close this out if my sharing screen will work properly. All right. So I'm going to share this here, that there. Okay. And we're just going to show, for those who hasn't seen the RI 1000 in action, I'm just going to go ahead and share my video, my screen. Okay. Here we go. Let's watch the demo. All right, that was a quick demo of the Ricoh RI 1000. So you can see it was done in 3 easy steps. So let's go ahead and jump a little bit into our next presentation. I wanted to talk a little bit about this example of startup plan with no sales calls. what Jasmine mentioned earlier about just talking to the local people around you, or getting started with word of mouth, is very, very popular. And this is kind of what this page here is talking about. If you're talking to schools, your place of worship, work, email list, social media, you immediately have about 900 families. The 10% rule is make sure everyone is aware of your business. Now, from there, again, these are all averages, these are all what ifs. But what I'm saying is that if you just talk about it and you let everyone know about it, you will get some orders. You will get some orders because most people want to order from their friend versus ordering from a complete stranger, because it's easier to talk to friends or family or members, whatnot. So just make sure that you're talking to everyone. And these are literally no sales calls. Okay. Another thing that I want to mention is consider your ramp up time. Their printers are very easy to use, but don't take 1,000 orders on your first day. Okay. Don't do that. You want to allow yourself a learning curve to master the new technology, new software, understand the ordering, understand the printing process, do the training. Obviously, your shirts, you don't know what types of shirts you want. If you guys do need help with shirt manufacturers or suppliers, please reach out and ask the regional managers. We have a whole list of shirt manufacturers as well that can help you out. And of course, understand graphics or find someone who does. In Jasmine's case, they basically just use vintage logo, which is amazing. So, definitely look into that. From what she's telling me, you don't necessarily have to have Photoshops or Corel Illustrator or whatnot. But with that being said, definitely give yourself some ramp up time to learn these things. And everybody's ramp up time is different. Some people ramp up in 3 days, 1 day, some people ramp up a week, but still give yourself that time to learn this new technology. All right. Now the Ricoh family of printers, basically we have 3 printers. The one that you saw in action was the Ricoh RI1000. Now, before we talk about that one, let's just take a step back to the Ricoh RI100. That's the first printer that you see here on the left side of your screen. This one prints only on white colored shirts, white or light colored shirts. It does not have the white underbase. It does have CMYK. So with that being said, what's really cool and unique about this, and why a lot of people like purchasing this, even though they already have an RI1000, they still purchase an RI100, is because it's so small, it's petite, you can travel with it. It's a literal desktop computer. So if you're doing events, birthday parties, I have another customer that went to local hospitals and printed shirts for kids, and socks for kids. This is the printer that they took with them. So it's very compact, and it also has the printer on top. And if you can see in the bottom there's that little heat curing station. That's the heat curing station. So you don't need a separate heat press. They're stackable on top of each other. So if you sell about 300 shirts here, that's your ROI for that printer. So you make your money back with selling about 300 shirts. Now the RI1000, basically this printer here, it can print on any color shirt, from white to black, and of course any color in between. And of course, with this particular printer, you can sell about 650 shirts to make your ROI for the RI1000. Again, to find out a little bit more details with the RI1000, definitely reach out to your regional manager. If you don't already have one, you'll have one in your breakout session. With this particular printer, you're not just printing on shirts, but you can print on sleeves, shoes, hats, socks. So the list goes on with this type of printer here. And then our most popular printer is the Ricoh RI2000. This one here, you can print literally a dark colored shirt in less than a minute, which is unheard of. And then of course, a light colored shirt in seconds. The beauty with this one here is that it has this auto maintenance. Not only that, but it has blazing fast speeds. Most people who get the RI2000 are those who already have existing businesses, already have a set customer base, and they're just getting a bunch of orders that they cannot handle. So they need a faster printer. The RI2000 is for you with that. Now, with that being said, it is about 950 shirts for ROI on there. All right. Now, again, if you have any questions about all 3 of these printers and maybe some more differences, or if you guys want some samples, please talk to the regional managers in your breakout sessions. All they need is your name and email, and they will go ahead and send you some free samples so you can see the quality of the Ricoh printers. All right, now for my